we have produced a budget that is restrained and responsible, does not raise taxes, and ensures the county will continue to provide the superb services that so many of our residents appreciate so much. So, I credit the county executive with making many great decisions in his budget, including fully funding MCPS. Fully funding MCPS was my highest priority, and I know was very important to my colleagues as well. But thanks to our unusual fiscal circumstances, the county executive's budget presented some daunting challenges in other areas, particularly with public safety. Recognizing that this is a time for fiscal discipline, we worked to stretch our resources to meet as much of the need as we could. Most of the list that I put together in consultation with my colleagues focused on restoring services that we all deem to be absolutely critical. In particular, we were able to restore $6.7 million to fire and rescue services that was cut by the county executive. This one service area is nearly half of what we have approved on the reconciliation list for FY19. People take for granted that when their house is on fire, or when their spouse has a heart attack, that someone will respond quickly. We prioritized that quick response time in this budget. Beyond public safety, our budget is about kids. In addition to fully funding the school's request, we made significant progress funding services that are critical for our children. Reflecting a strong council interest in early childhood, we added almost $1 million to expand half-day preschool to full day, in addition to the $2.5 million expansion that MCPS proposed in its budget. This significant step forward follows on last year's effort, which converted 200 full-day Head Start slots to full day in MCPS and added 40 new slots at Centronia. We are now on the precipice of converting all half-day pre-K slots to full day, setting the table to begin expanding our pre-K services outright. We expanded our academic and parent engagement-focused after-school program, Excel Beyond the Bell, to 2 new elementary schools, continuing to build a program that the council and executive have worked together to expand rapidly over the last several years. We restored funding for a community health nurse who works with vulnerable, abused children. Restored funding for Care for Kids, our community health clinic program for low-income children. Funded a drop-in center for homeless youth, expanded the Smart Sacks program to provide meals for kids, and added capacity for Montgomery Cares to provide health care for the uninsured. We added funds for 3 new student resource officers at the middle school level, a new focus for that successful program. Recognizing crucial quality of life issues, we restored some proposed cuts to parks, including an urban parks initiative, as well as to fund our planning program for future master plans, so that we can continue our important mission to reinvent how we live and grow. We supported our nonprofits, and we deepened our strategic economic development programs in biotechnology. And for our magnificent college, the council's budget funds 99.6% of the college's tax-supported request and includes an increase of $2.75 million, or 2% in local funding over FY18. Now, it is the council's intent that the college use its FY19 appropriation to fully fund compensation and benefits agreements for its employees and take any reductions needed to align its budget with the approved funding level from planned FY19 program enhancements instead. The council recognizes that final decisions on these issues fall under the authority of the Board of Trustees. Turning to our capital budget, once again, our choices were made within the context of fiscal discipline. We reduced our borrowing amount and scheduled a continually declining borrowing level, an important step that we hope the next council will adhere to. Despite a smaller overall construction budget, we increased the share going to school construction, including responding to the voices of parents and students at Lee Middle School. We accelerated the planning for DeFeef Elementary School and fund $25 million more for school construction than the executive originally recommended. We have also added an exciting new project, a new facility for STEM learning and innovation for children, partnered with the Kid Museum and the City of Rockville to be located right in the heart of the county near the Twin Brook Metro. We shifted transportation priorities towards bike and pedestrian infrastructure, added planning dollars for bus rapid transit, and shifted our bus fleet purchases toward electric vehicles. There's much more in that capital budget, but None of this would have been possible, of course, without our remarkable staff. I want to thank our new council staff executive director, Marlene Michelson, who has ably led us through her first budget at the helm, and Jacob Sesker and Linda McMillan, and the rest of our incredibly hardworking team who have provided phenomenal professional support, and I'm grateful for all of their contributions. But this was truly a team effort, with important contributions not only from the professional staff, but also the dedicated member of every council member's office. Great work, team. I would also like to note that after remarkable careers here at the council, for 4 of our colleagues, this will be their last budget, and their contributions are replete in this year's documents, in previous budgets, in our community, and we thank them for their incredible contributions. And I also would like to recognize someone who's not here, and that is Steve Farber, whose legacy continues with our great deliberations this year.